Good morning, it's your boy RJ from TRVRS Outdoors, and today we are hiking the 10,000 foot ridge in the San Gorgonio Wilderness area. Oh, hey, shit. I really gotta watch those creek crossings. We started off at 6:30 this morning, and it was fucking cold.
It is fucking cold.
So, I refrained from filming anything for that first 3 miles, just to like really warm up and get through it. You didn't miss anything, and we'll get into the details right now. This started with a 3-mile road walk along 2 roads. One of them is going through a seasonal closure and probably will open up in the next week or so, while the other is more of a long-term closure that has been in disrepair for probably the last decade or so, which is pretty gnarly. It looks a lot like this creek bed right here. This hike started at the Heart Bar Camp Road, I guess. After about 1.5 miles on that road, we moved over to 1N05. Eventually, we reached a bend in the road where we hit the Aspen Grove Trailhead, and that's where the cross country begins. From the Aspen Grove Trailhead, we followed the Fish Creek bed south and eventually reached a confluence. At the confluence, we're gonna make a left and follow some beautiful meadows up to an eventual ridgeline where we'll catch the 10,000 foot ridge starting at Hell for Sure Peak. From there, we'll follow the ridge all the way to Lake Peak, where we'll drop down on the north side and catch Fish Creek Saddle. From there, we're going to continue east on the Fish Creek Trail, where we'll complete the loop and head back north to the car on the Aspen Grove Trail. This is a 20-mile loop with around 5,000 feet of vertical gain. This route is going to include a lot of difficult cross-country terrain, a lot of brush, a little rock scrambling. This ridgeline is nothing like the San Bernardino 9-Peak Traverse or Galena Peak Yucaipa Ridge Traverse, which you can check out the videos of on our channel. It has more consistent, rugged terrain throughout the entire ridge, which is going to slow us down a bit. But it is a beautiful ridgeline that is seldom walked. So I'm really excited to get out here and do it for a second time. We've reached our confluence where we need to head in the easterly direction, staying along the north side of the Fish Creek Trail. That trail is also in a bit of disrepair, so there's really no reason to get to the trail. We're gonna stay on the creek bed on its north side for a little bit, or we'll eventually cross over through the meadow and find the ridgeline we need to catch. We're looking upward at where we need to go. Right now, we just need to stay on the north side of the creek bed and kind of round this little hillside right here to get to the other side of that. And I think the ridge we want to catch is the one in the back here, all the way up to the first summit, Hell for Sure Peak. We've reached this clearing in the meadow with a few pines at the 7,800 foot mark. And right now we need to start leaving this main drainage and head over into this small creek bed. From there, we'll find our last place to filter water. And then eventually we've got to climb up this ridgeline here. There is a lot of brush there. It is going to be unavoidable though. So eventually we will have to get on that ridgeline and get up to that plateau up there at the top. So we've got a slight hiccup here on the last backpacking trip. There was water in this creek bed and it is now dry. I took a gamble and now we've got to backtrack maybe a quarter mile to filter water because we won't have any for the remainder of the ridgeline. And Canelo is a thirsty boy. Slight mistake, not too big of a setback. I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit and find that creek bed. Okay. We just left the lowest point in the canyon to catch the ridgeline on its western side. The reason for that is because I observed that it looked like the side with less chaparral. We have to put on Canelo's shirt at this point because he can take on a lot of damage on his torso from a lot of the brush that's out here, a lot of the buckthorn and manzanita. We want to minimize that, give him a little bit more protection as we get through this section, which is going to be a massive climb. Canelo and I have made it to the first hump on the ridge at the 8,500 foot mark. From here on, it gets tricky with the brush. We're gonna have to descend this, stay along the ridge, and get all through maybe like 600 feet of brush to where we hit the pine trees again. Eventually it should clear up, and then we'll shoot for the first peak, hell for sure, which is just past that. And then we'll catch the rest of the ridge to 10,000 foot peak and eventually the Fish Creek Saddle Camp. Canelo, could you quit goofing off? We have work to do. Come on. Goofing around playing in the snow, man. You're a working dog. Come on. Oh my God, though. This guy. This little guy. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Holy hell. Look at that. That is insane. Just a deep, endless canyon. Oh, I'm sure it's gorgeous down there. Walking through those pines. I would love to just descend right now and find myself an Uber all the way back to the other side of the mountain. Awesome out here. After the last high point there, peak 9,580, I believe it was, really toned down a lot, not as much brush, and it's definitely not nearly as steep. So we have a pretty relaxed walk up to Hell for Sure Peak. I'm grateful to be done with that nasty, nasty climb. We have finally made it to the, 99 foot level Hell for Sure Peak. Woo! First peak of the day, everything's going smooth. Oh my Lord, look at these immaculate views. Woo-hoo! San Gorgonio, baby. We've got San Jacinto hiding behind this tree right here. Canelo's gonna get a better look. The Morongo Valley off over here, just beautiful backcountry that nobody goes to. Really nice to get like an overview of this whole area. There's a bunch of canyons back here that get water this time of year, and they're explored but very remote and seldom traveled on. Pretty awesome stuff. And we're gonna quickly move on. I got things to do, places to go, people to see. Let's go! Canelo got scared when I did that. Sorry, buddy. You better be scared. Little peak register. I'm gonna go ahead and pass on signing this. Just put it in a little more secretive place. It's just insane how much of this ridge line, even the top of the ridge, is just blowdowns. And we've already hopped over maybe 3 dozen. Like, it's insane to think how beautiful this place must have been before all of the damage from fires and from wind. All right, so we're under our next peak, T-Bag Can Peak, which is right there off in the distance. Looks like a 250, 300 foot ascent. Should make quick work of it. Canelo and I have just made it to the second peak of the day, T-Bag Can Peak. I'm gonna refrain from making all of the extremely immature jokes I wanna make right now. It is a beautiful day out here in the San Gorgonio wilderness, starting to get those epic freaking views of the surrounding peaks. So we are gonna continue along this ridge all the way to the next couple of peaks and eventually cross the 10,000 foot ridge back down to close out the loop. The last big climb is gonna be this next one here before we get to more tame ground. It is still gonna be some tricky terrain, as we can see here. This kind of stuff never stops, like a lot of loose granite and tree fall and a little bit of brush in between, but it does get a little bit less steep. So we're almost there. We're basically through the bulk of the climbing. We just need to get to this summit plateau up ahead. halfway up this climb right now, and I am really starting to feel it. My left leg, left glute actually, slight strain I had a couple weeks back. I could kind of feel it coming back, so I'm taking lighter steps on the left foot, heavier steps on the right, overcompensating. Might cause more problems, but who knows? Whew. Otherwise, still moving. We might slow down a bit at this point for the remainder of the ascent. Still have enough water. Canelo's doing fine. There's no turning back, so it's got to get done. We have just reached, or we're about to reach, the second unnamed peak of this ridgeline, coming from peak 9971, I believe it was. I didn't get any video footage of the peak. We kind of just strolled along after we took a short break in the shade because whatever, dude, it's an unnamed peak, all right? About to get to this next summit just up this little brambly, rocky area. Okay, here we go. We just passed the next peak. Nothing new to report. Same views as the last peak. So I'm kind of just moving through these. Gorgeous place to be. The weather is fantastic right now. It's a little warm on the ascents. We have plenty of water left. Canelo's doing great. Aren't you, buddy? He's busy smelling things. We're gonna continue on to this next peak. Still a long way to go. Lots of blowdowns once we get past the saddle. Lots of work to do. This is gonna be a long day for the remainder of the day. All right, let's keep it moving. Okie doke, we are at Carmen Peak. We've just got 3 more peaks to go. 10,000 foot ridge, Lake Peak, and one more I cannot think of the name of in the caption. We have reached the 10,000 foot ridge peak. There's a massive ammo can right there with a small register on the inside of it. We've got the most immaculate views of San Gorgonio, a side that most people never see, even if you're coming from South Fork. Essentially, all we got to do is get down here and follow the ridge line. The last peak is going to be probably out of sight, and then our saddle is somewhere behind this tree line here down below. Eventually, we'll drop down into this canyon and get to the Fish Creek Trail and meet back up with the Aspen Grove. Still got a long way to go, but these views are epic. Look at this place. All the manzanita highlighting this whole little plateau here. I know I've been like probably oversharing the views of Gorgonio on this video, but this is just unmatched. This is really good shit. Enjoy it while you can. Perfect breeze, a little bit of cloud coverage. I could not ask for a better day out. Springtime in Southern California's mountains is just, whew. Canelo, how you doing, buddy? Getting a little thirsty? Cool thing about this ridgeline is it isn't overly technical besides the cross-country navigation in the lower portions of the ridge. Once you're on the ridge, you're following the ridge. The difficulties are the blowdowns, the brush, maybe some scree here and there, and steep terrain to combine with all of that. But it's really something anyone can do as long as you've got some grit and a little bit of endurance. Highly recommend. That being said, I should definitely mention this is a very remote route that not a lot of people know about. And because of this video, it might get a little bit more popularized among the local hikers. The one thing I'll say is do your best to leave no trace. If you come out here, tread lightly and enjoy your time as you traverse some of the more beautiful and remote spaces in Southern California. We are at Fish Creek Peak. I don't see a register, so we're gonna keep moving. Canelo, let's roll, baby. We're going through these blowdowns behind us, and there's a big one. Canelo tried to go over it, failed, went back, got some momentum, and then got over it. It's just so cool to see like how this dude handles this terrain and our dynamic in general. Like just watching him do that, this feels really nice. He's a great dog. I'm glad I could do this stuff with him. All right, we're about to hit this. He just did something impressive again. He just jumped from rock to rock. So awesome. I wish I got that kind of stuff on footage. Okay. We're about to hit Lake Peak. Let's go. This is it. The last peak is a scramble. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice. And it's got views of all the north side. Dry Lake over there in the distance. This is cool. Canelo, where you at? Nice. nice. This is where people would be coming to hit San Gorgonio near Mineshaft Pass if they're coming from the South Fork, right there at the outlet of that lake. All right, so we've reached the final peak, Lake Peak, on this 8-peak ridgeline, the 10,000 foot ridge. Immaculate views of this behemoth San Gorgonio, the San Jacinto area, and this entire desert valley from Morongo onto Palm Springs. Just a really unique and remote area that's so seldom traveled. We still got to keep moving. We got a lot of work to do. There are a ton of blowtowns past Fish Creek Saddle, and we're still going to film the rest of this. All we're going to do now is continue on the north face down to the saddle. It should be a pretty snowy descent, which should make it quick work if everything goes smoothly. Ooh, this is actually stiffer than I expected. Where's the least steep section? I don't even have a trekking pole. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Aye! Oh shit. Ooh. All right, I'm done recording this. Let's just get down this safely. We're back at this beautiful campsite called Fish Creek Saddle Camp. This is a beautiful site if you ever make it up here. It's nice and protected. We didn't get any wind. Nice campfire set up, built by Mario with a bench and a flagpole. Plenty of extra firewood, so make your way down here, camp at this saddle here. It's a beautiful area. Not a lot of big views, but you know what? You got to go on a day hike to get those, right? Canelo, this way. Come on, let's go. What we're gonna do is descend the remainder of this canyon however we feel like. What I remember is that the trail coming up was just a ton of blowdowns, and Canelo got scratched up on his belly for it. That's why I got him this shirt. I really don't want to have to deal with that again, so we're gonna stick to the canyon proper and descend whichever way we can, cross-country style. This should also make it quick work. If we run into some falls, we'll have to circumnavigate those, but I think we'll be okay in this case. I don't remember seeing like a bunch of steep drop-offs as we came up. Then again, I mean, we'll see, right? This might take longer than I expect, but I'm hoping it goes really smoothly. Come boy, this way. Go boy. All right, a little bit of navigation tips. If you do plan on avoiding the trail, we're staying on the far north side of the canyon, outside of any deep canyon brush over here. So we haven't been this far up the whole time. We were in the canyon proper for a little bit, but anytime we avoid it, it's mostly been on this north side to avoid the snow and stay in the light brush. There's no blowdowns here. So we got a little high up and got views of the rest of it. We're gonna descend right here to avoid more brush so that Canelo doesn't get hurt. And then we'll continue on the left side of the canyon. Beyond that, we don't know. We're just taking it one step at a time, but so far this is working out pretty effectively. We need to get down to 8,800 feet. So we're in the canyon proper now. There is a lot of talus to get through, but it's probably faster going than the blowdowns up above us. So this is really great. There's only 500 feet left, so it doesn't look like it's gonna get steeper. I think we're in a good place right now to save a shit ton of time. Come on, buddy, let's go. You got this, man. Let's get this balloon. All right. My balloon for the day. We got some nice water flow here. It's always nice to be around water, especially after a day of counting your inventory and making sure you're not running out. Looks like we're in the clear for the remainder of the day. I think I still have 1.5 liters left. Canelo, come. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Great work, man. Okay, so we are now leaving the canyon for the trail at the 8,600 foot mark. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit harder than I expected. Or at least a little bit harder than I wanted it to be. It wasn't too bad. There was a couple of oh shit moments. Everything was so degraded in there that I step on one thing and it moves 4 feet. So not a big deal. Canelo made it out fine because he's nice and light. Mostly just me slipping and sliding. But we're back down to the more open part of the canyon. So this is where it's gonna ease up, and the trail is literally somewhere around here. I just gotta hit it. Doing well, making great time. Okay, sweet. Nice to see some wildlife here finally in the last leg of this trip. All right, we have made it into the Fish Creek drainage. We are now closing the loop. We're getting ready to. This is a super awesome route. Second time doing it. That's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Most importantly, all that stuff helps drive the engagement on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And of course, don't forget to check out our merch shop. We've got a merch shop up now. There are plenty of items there for you to peruse, from home and living to t-shirts to activewear. Thanks for watching. Happy hiking. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Oh shit. That was easy, huh, Cano?